Hello, everybody, and welcome back to LSM TV. Tim Jackson is my name, and today I'm delighted to introduce to you a bishop that has saved thousands of lives through both his pastoral and political work in the Dominican Republic, one of the last abortion-free countries in the world. So welcome to the show, Bishop Víctor Masalles. Bishop Víctor, first of all, can you tell us a little bit about the pro-life situation there in the Dominican Republic and how it's remained abortion-free despite all the pressure that's being applied?
Yes, first of all, thanks for inviting me to be here. I'm the bishop of the Diocese of Baní in Dominican Republic. We are 11 dioceses, and we are the only country, well, in the Caribbean, that the abortion is penalized, because we have a penal code from 19th century, but we have 20 years fighting for the new penal code, and there is a group that they're trying to introduce the liberalization, some sort of liberation of the abortion. But in this moment, after 20 years, we have been always with the governments that they are trying to legalize the abortion, but strange is the most part of the Congress usually are pro-life, and they are asking us usually help because they have many pressure. They are receiving a lot of pressure to vote for the abortion. That's a problem. There's a real problem. But 20 years, we have been several times close to arrive to the penal code, penalize it with abortion penalized. But usually the government usually stops and aborts the process, and usually cancel all as is in this moment. And that in last 6 months of the I don't say how to say the legislature. Usually, we were very close to even the Senate and the representatives. They were voting for abortion penalized totally, but the government again stopped all the things. We are in the moment that the government knows that the Congress is pro-life, and that's a beautiful thing. And we need to do. We need to keep in the pressure, because they are receiving the president of the Senate, the president of the representatives. They received the warning from the American embassy that if they don't legalize the abortion and they don't open the penal code against the discrimination with the LGBT person, they're going to be without visa, without the American visa. And that's the problem, because Dominican Republic is one of the less of the countries with less discrimination with the LGBT. We don't have discrimination here. We're a touristic country, and we're very open in this. But they want to put in the law. But they want to put in the law for another reasons. They want to introduce the agenda. But the first step usually begins with abortion. And we are containing everything with abortion, because abortion, we have a culture of the life in Dominican Republic. Even the Congress, that's a beautiful thing. And that's why after 20 years, we're still fighting, we're still keeping, we're still standing in favor of the penalization of the abortion. And we don't know we're going to be arriving there. But we have the problem that the government wants that the abortion be, at least in 3 cases, be liberated. And that's our problem. And we are planning in this moment the march. We call the caravana, the Caravana Celeste. There's a caravan with the vehicles that we're going to be doing a march in all the city. And we're planning this on March 26, because March 25 is a day by law in Dominican Republic, is the day for the unborn child. And we're going to celebrate the mass, and we're going to be,
It's remarkable to hear the pressure that has been applied by the West, by the US in particular, to try and interfere and overturn laws that protect innocent
How about
human
there is in the
beings in the
memorandum?
country.
There is in the Biden memorandum in February of 2021. We have the memorandum that they announced it, that they were going to be doing this. So it's not strange because they say, and they are doing. And a president of the representative, they say that that there is a person from the UNICEF that they came to the office and they warned him about this. So
And
that
so you mentioned as well a March for Life that's taken place. Thankfully, viewers of this show are in a position where they can try and push back against the US government's attempt to introduce abortion by going to lifefunder.com/DR is pro-life to donate to this attempt to try and retain a culture of life and support that March for Life. So if there are any viewers who are able to donate to the work that you're doing and the work that other pro-life activists are doing on the ground, that's lifefunder.com/DR is pro-life. But I wanted to talk to you, I suppose, more broadly as well about Latin America, because most recently we've seen just this week, Colombia has decided to legalize abortion. What is the main driving factor behind the laws, the pro-life laws that are being overturned? Is it the media and the political elite who are foisting these laws onto countries like Colombia and Argentina, etc.? Or is it that there's a groundswell of support for legalizing abortion in these countries?
Well, there is an international agenda, and they are trying to introduce the abortion in all the countries. And this agenda is planning to put in all the countries under the laws of the abortion. And Colombia was fighting with this against this. So usually about talking about this, we're talking always as David against Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it comes many millions of dollars to Dominican Republic. Usually every year, probably $5 or $6 million arrive to Dominican Republic promoting the abortion, trying to promote the abortion. That's sad. We are fighting without weapons. We are just fighting with the march. We are fighting with the presence, with the majority. We don't know if we are going to be winning at the end, but we have faith, and we are putting all the principles in front of us, standing for them. And the Congress has the same way.
Are the media also in favor of legalizing abortion?
I'm sorry?
Are the media in the Dominican Republic also in favor of legalizing abortion?
Yes, media usually receive a lot of money for this. So most part of there are not so many journalists that there for life. There are several, and usually we use them to talk. All our discourses usually we use those little group of journalists for this. But most part of the media usually is in the favor of the. And I think this in all the countries is the same thing, because that agenda has the control of the media. That's one of the goals that they have: control the media, and they control the media. Most part of the journalists are in favor of the abortion in Dominican Republic and all the world.
Is it mainly international Planned Parenthood who are funneling money into the Dominican Republic, or is it governments?
Planned Parenthood has one office here. They call Pro Familia. They receive usually 1 million every year, 1.5 million every year from Planned Parenthood to promote the abortion. So there are another organization that they give money for this, but Planned Parenthood usually promotes the abortion with $1.5 million each year. So that's a hard situation for us, but we are going to be standing. We need support. We have a big group of, and even the evangelical churches and the Protestant churches and the Catholic churches are working together for this. that's one thing that united us, because we usually the Protestants in in Latin America are very aggressive, not like in the States. In the United States, usually the convivence of the Protestants and Catholics are beautiful, but usually they are aggressive in Latin America. But that issue united us, and we are fighting together with this. We are planning all the march. We're planning one march, and they plan another march, and we're supporting each other, and that's beautiful. And there is a big group of evangelical representatives in the Congress. So usually they ask us, even to the Catholics, they ask for help supporting them. They are alone because they are the majority, but I don't know why there's a power. Then they feel that even being majority, they feel weak. They need help. And that's strange. But that's usually normally, because in all the world, this agenda has more power than the majority.
Yes. And so tell us more about the March for Life that you're organizing. You said it's a caravan. Is that in a convoy of cars around the island?
Yes, there will be two marches. One is going to be the caravan of the life, and we are going to do it in the afternoon of March 26th. That's Saturday, because March 25 is the day, by law, there is a day of the unborn child, and there's going to be a mass in the cathedral. And then on the next day, on March 26th, in the afternoon, we're going to do this caravan, leaving for one point of the city, arriving to the Congress. We organized this on Saturday for not disturbing the traffic. Even the Dominican Republic traffic is very difficult, and we don't have to disturb. We're planning this on Saturday, but usually in the news there are going to be appearance, and the Congress will receive a lot of support with this march. So we are trying to convoke not only the Catholic Church, even the Protestant churches, all the Christians, and even there are a big group of people that they are not believers, but they are pro-life, because they understand the life as a thing to defend. So it's beautiful this, because the notion of the pro-life is not only Christian. They usually are trying to put that's a Christian issue, but it's not a Christian issue. It's a medical issue. Is a judicial justice, and even the Christians, we believe in this, and that's beautiful. But we are planning this for the next month, and we are really excited with this. We're needing support, because there is a lot of things that we need to put in order to celebrate this march. So that's the thing that we're planning.
And it obviously costs a lot of money.
Yeah, usually it's more than in dollars. Usually we have to spend more than 10,000, 15,000, $10,000 or $15,000 at minimum, because there are many things that we plan to put, and we are gonna put a place to talk, even the sound, and many things, many details we have to do, and we're planning this. But we are really excited with this, and the Protestant Church is going to support us. So that's very important for us, because we have the life to defend. I have been the president of the Commission of Life since 2014. So I have many years fighting with this. I'm fighting with in the web. We are in all the different ways. We are doing presence in the Congress. There are many Catholics and many Protestants that they're going to the Congress, and they talk with the representative and the senators, and usually they receive delighted. They receive the visit of the Christians. They're supporting these principles, because they usually admit that they are under pressure. Usually the pressure is really hard for them,
is there an estimate on how many babies have been saved because of pro-life laws?
Yeah, we have been saving in different ways, because there is another organization, 40 Days for Life, that they are praying to. They say that they save probably something like 200 babies in 2 years. But there are other ways. Usually we have organizations that receive the women that they are um, pregnant. For example, in Baní, we have an organization that we receive all the women that they are alone and they are in risk to abort, and they receive, and we give all the attention, medical attention, all the vitamins, and food necessary, the appropriate food for the babies, and explaining about this. And we have been helping by many years in this way and many other ways. We have we don't have the amount, the total amount, but we have been working on this. We have been working, trying to convince to the woman that they are alone, because socially we have a problem here. Many women, they finish pregnant, and but without the man, without the couple, and we call madres solteras, and we call this the mothers that they have alone, and that's a term that we are applying to go for it, for all these women trying to protect the child and trying to, and usually most part, I think 100% of the women that they were planning to abort and they decide to don't do it, after several years they say, I thank God that I didn't do it. This is my blessing, this child. So it's beautiful, because usually the decision of the abortion is something like the suicide, is a moment. But when you decide to don't do it, you are grateful for this. And we work on this because there is very important. That's why in Spain, now there is a law. You can't pray near to the hospital that they practice the abortions, because they know that if you try to convince to the woman that is going to be doing an abortion, it's easy to convince her, because usually they don't do it, convince it. They do it in a desperate case. But when you support them, usually you are successful.
It's remarkable, really, to see a bishop who's standing in the breach and holding back a culture of death fearlessly. And I suppose my last question is, where do you get your courage?
Usually the Lord. Usually I defend the Lord because I have received retaliation with my work.
Retaliation?
Baní, the Diocese of Baní, as all the dioceses in Dominican Republic, usually receive help, economic help from the government. And several years ago, not this government, several years ago, when I arrived to Baní, and they knew that I was fighting with this when I was auxiliary bishop in Santo Domingo. When I arrived to Baní, and I was the titular from Baní, they cut all the help to Baní, all the help to Baní. And I had to work without money. Just when I arrived to Baní, they cut all the help, and there were many friends that they did a collect, and they do the collect exactly for the money that I was receiving every month, until they stop it all, this retaliation. And usually people doesn't like to receive that kind of punishment. But the courage usually is because I don't depend on the money. My confidence and my faith is in the Lord, and I know that He is going to be looking my needs, not me. And usually it's like this. I'm coming from Barcelona, and they call the Catalonians are very hard-headed. But no, I think this is a faith, because I know many Catalonians that they don't do this. So I think this is faith. I have the faith, and I am sure that that there is a word in Matthew 25. What you did it to one of these small, you did it to me. And I hope that Jesus said, what you did for this unborn child, you did it to me. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing for him. I work for him, not for anybody else. And I don't work for money. If somebody wants to cut the money, okay, well, I will look the money. The money is in Dominican Republic. We say the money is in the streets. You just have to go for look for, and that's it. The money is not the problem. The problem is the faith. There are many countries that they have a lot of money, and they accept the agenda. They accept even when they have principles. Most part of the bishop they don't like to enter in this kind of fight, because this fight usually you have problems not only out of the church, even in the church, because not in the church, not everybody is in favor of this fiercely fight for defending the life. So that's the problem, and I am convinced that I have to do it, and I will until the church asks me to do it.
Well, I think bishops like you deserve so much support, because not only are you saving lives, you're also standing up for the faith and for Christ in the public square. And so if anyone is willing to donate to help you in your work and to organize that March for Life and protect one of the last abortion-free countries in the world, please go to lifefunder.com/DR is pro-life. Bishop Victor, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us this afternoon.
Welcome. Thanks for inviting me.